Hello, my fellow Americans. This is former President Joe Biden coming at you long and hard, just like my son's homework. Today, I will be doing a reading of Mesozoic Masturbation by the pre-post-prehistoric primordial cave sludge band Homo Erectus. Enjoy. You graduate from college, you are proud and feel great. You decide to take a road trip, to get away and to celebrate. You pack up your things, you tell your parents goodbye, you hug them both tightly, and fight the urge to cry. You look back at your house as you open your car door. It is just you and the road now. It's time to go out and explore. You find a cassette tape in your center console, dusty and unlabeled, the color of charcoal. You pop it in your stereo. As you exit the neighborhood, you reach for the volume knob and crank it as loud as you could. Your bowels begin to quiver. As soon as the beat hits, your rectum becomes weak. You may have to shit. The brown note is just a myth, you think, when you try to check it. You try to remember who the artist is. Then reality hits. Tears swell up when you remember. It's a cassette you got in Texas from a band of primitive miscreants called Homo Erectus. Oh, you anus begins leaking as you punch your tape deck. You swerve off the road rapidly to avoid a car wreck. You swallow your tongue. Your eyes roll back in your head. Your rectum begins to dilate as the contents of your guts fled. Feces spray about, covering your legs and your feet. You scream violently with no tongue as you're erased 2 inches from your seat. You smash your head on the wheel, rapidly setting off the horn. You are a shitty mess now and wish you had never been born. You are defecating so violently, your intestines begin to prolapse. Intertwined pink ropes covered with your crap. Projectiles of feces erupt. You plug your distended hole with your thumb. With your prostate now inches from your bum, all this stimulation makes you come. Tears of blood flow as your spine begins to spasm, fading, slowing into a coma. After your hand's free scat-induced orgasm, your steering wheel is glazed in semen, your car's interior is now brown, your rectum is toast, and you haven't even left town. Disappointment washes over you as you slip into a coma, no chance to see the Grand Canyon or the casinos in Oklahoma. You slip into darkness. You now accept your fate. Your brain is totally fucked, and you begin to hallucinate. Visions of ancient creatures prance back and forth through your mind. The lack of blood flow to your brain has you traveling back in time. You drift into the afterlife. Your slight consciousness begins to debate whether your decisions in life would land you at the pearly gates. You feel yourself falling, a sudden and violent drop. You land face down in the mud, in some kind of humid swamp. You pick yourself up and wipe the mud off your face. You ponder yourself sluggishly. What is this place? You sit on a log to collect your meager thoughts, still trying to process your recent death. You are lost in the sauce. Time passes slowly. You miss your dad and your mom. You twiddle your thumbs like a moron to fight the impeding boredom. Hours pass slowly. Your stomach starts to grumble. No food in this desolate jungle. You know, you are in trouble. You are not trained in survival and certainly no hunter. You then decide to rub one out, which will exacerbate your hunger. You know you will be more hungry, but you think, whatever, wasting what's left of your energy to enjoy 8 minutes of pleasure as you prepare to dispense your post-mortal load. You hock a loogie on your hand and begin pulling at your chode. Thoughts of recent events hit you emotionally from the inside. Alligator tears swell in your eyes. When you switch to manual override, at this point, you're just mashing it. You're not even horny. Thoughts of what could have been are preventing you from liquidating the inventory. Your peen won't stand up. It simply just flops. Contemplating your departure from Earth is preventing you from strangling the Cyclops. As much as you try to focus, these intrusive thoughts do linger. You're having a hard time battling the purple-headed yogurt slinger, and from the muck emerges a scaly creature, a sleek reptilian animal with snake-like features. and from its mouth emerged a tongue unlike any girl I've ever dated. It flicked in and out of its mouth. The very tip was bifurcated. Suddenly, without your doing, your flaccidity was now gone. The way the creature's tongue moved in and out had you turned on, you then realized. It was your chance at last. Perhaps you could persuade this swamp-dwelling lizard to eat your ass. Your cock is throbbing. Could it be possible to woo this creature into giving you a reptilian rim job? Something your girlfriend would never do. The lizard was the size of a squirrel. Quite cute, may I add. You flip your legs over your head, preparing for your Dino tossed salad. You scoot your butt forward. You only have one goal, to blow a prehistorically large load while a lizard tongues your hole. Inches from the lizard, you close your eyes and sigh. His tongue was lapping at your rectum, working. It's way inside. Unimaginable pleasure ensues. Your toes curl as you moan. This small primordial reptile was giving you a rusty trombone, only 15 seconds into the ass feast. The intense pleasure from your butt sends you into a frenzied climax. You're about to bust a nut. Suddenly, out of nowhere, amid this pleasurable occasion, the creature crawls quickly up your ass. From rendezvous to anal invasion, the lizard is inside you, disappearing inside your hole, burrowing deeper and deeper, traveling inside you like a mole. You clench your stomach. The pain is totally insane, clawing away at your insides, ripping apart your sensitive membranes. You scream like a pussy. Your fragile mind is in a daze. Congratulations! You now have a dinosaur traveling through your intestinal maze. Deeper and deeper it goes. Your hands and feet become numb. Then a shockwave comes over you. You're going to come. Pain and pleasure become one as it burrows into your viscera. You never remembered this being mentioned in your book of Kama Sutra. In your wildest dreams, you could have never imagined this fate. This small, scaly creature in your bowels is going to make you ejaculate. The lizard has reached your lungs, and God does it burn, forcing pre-cum out your dick hole, past the point of no return. As it reaches your right ventricle, it bites off small chunks. The pressure increases in your balls. You ain't a one-pump chump. Death is imminent as the reptile eats your heart. You start violently orgasming and rapidly ripping farts. You're dying for a second time. Not much can be said. As spunk shoots from your cock, turning from creamy white to deep red, the creature burrows in every last cavity. Your flesh turns white as snow, blood speckled evenly over your body. The creature then takes a nap inside your torso, fading again into oblivion as you wrap up this anal affair. You're left with liquefied organs and 1,000-island stare. You let out one last breath. The deed is finally done. Is your life really worth a session of Mesozoic masturbation? Despite your erotic death, the whole experience was validating. The dino waking from its nap has your corpse flatulating. The creature has had enough. He's headed to the opening of your bum. He gets a running start in the darkness and blasts out of your rectum. Things happened so quickly. Everything was a total blur. As a lizard creeps quietly back into the water, your body releases a final gaseous murmur. You awaken with a jolt. You open your eyes a bit. You're laid out across your car seat, still covered in shit. Thank you everyone for listening. I'm former President Joe Biden. I invite you all to smoke some crack and worship my son's penis.